What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day as always. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So if you guys saw in the last video a couple days ago, maybe a day ago, I don't know when this will go live, we installed the 6.5-inch long arm kit from Iron Rock Offroad. So that kit obviously lifts the Jeep up and the factory track bar is too short, which results in the axle not being centered under the Jeep, which is kind of a big issue. So you want to go ahead and get an adjustable track bar if you're going to lift your Jeep. Just do it now, add it to the list, and buy it and install at the same time. So we're installing the Iron Rock Offroad one. So this video is going to show you how to do that. There's really no instructions or measurements out there for that, so I'm going to kind of just wing it and do what I did on my Wrangler, and it should work the same, honestly. But we'll figure it out as we go. So step one, we're going to have to remove the factory one. So let's go ahead and get out there and we'll remove that. All right, so this is what you get in the kit. The main part of the track bar, the adjustable end, the lock nut for the adjustable end, two of the metal parts of the bushings, and then you get two bushings split into two pieces. So basically we'll have to press these into each side of this with a metal bushing, install the lock nut on here. When we install this into the main part, we're going to go ahead and put some anti-seize on it just in case we have to change anything in the future. It'll be a lot easier. So let's go ahead and start to build this track bar, then we'll get it installed on the Grand Cherokee. So I'm going to apply a little bit of grease to the parts of the bushing that will need to be pressed in. What that's going to do is hopefully allow it to slide in there better. Then we'll take it over to the vise and get both sides pushed in with the metal bushing. So half of it is clamped down in the vise, and we're just going to use this to fully seat the bushing in there. As you guys can see, the grease definitely helped a lot with keeping that tight. So now we'll have to go ahead, do the other side, and put the metal bushing in. Same process for the metal bushing. I went ahead and put some grease on it. And we're just going to use the vise to push it all the way in and make sure it sits evenly inside of there. Alright, so one bushing all the way put together. Everything's set up right for install. Before we put this on the main part of the track bar, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process on this side and get this side put together. Then we'll get this thrown in the Jeep. Alright, both ends of the joints are put together. So the next step is going to be going ahead and we'll be putting the lock nut onto the adjustable end of this, adding the anti-seize like I said, and then we'll be putting it all together. And then we'll be putting it in the front of the Jeep. Alright guys, so here we have it, the old factory track bar, then our adjustable one. So there's not really anything that says how long this should be for a 6.5-inch lift. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the factory one, then add some length to it because we know it's going to have to be longer. Then we'll go ahead and install it and we'll measure how centered the axle is based on where the tire sits. As of now, you can see this side sticks out quite a bit. And this side is literally the complete opposite. Now it is easy to move the car. All you have to do is turn the steering wheel and the car will shift over the axle back and forth and we'll be able to center it that way. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and put the bottom axle side part of the track bar on. This side is just hanging still so we can adjust it. And I went inside and turned the steering wheel, and then when I turned it off, it would lock the steering wheel where I had it. And as you guys can see, we've got the axle pretty much centered. It's not 1000% perfect. I just measured it with the tape measure, but it's as close as we're going to get it. So now what I'm going to do is adjust the adjustable end and get it to stick up inside of the other mount, which it looks like we're relatively close. I'm going to get that adjusted, we'll lock it down, install everything, torque it down, and we should be good there. Besides this, we're almost done the lift. Just have to torque down a few more bolts, install this side of the sway bar on the front and rear, and we should be good to test this thing out. So let's go ahead and adjust this to the correct length. So as you guys can see, front axle is now centered under there as good as we can get it with measuring with a tape measure. And the track bar is in from Iron Rock Offroad, the adjustable one. So all that's left now is to torque down both sides. I did have to use different hardware on the adjustable side. For some reason, the bushing in there was, the hole in the middle of the bushing was too small. I don't really know where the factory bolt went, but the bolt wouldn't fit through basically. So I had to go get some different hardware, and that should work pretty well. So now I had to torque all this stuff down on both sides and tighten down the lock nut so nothing can move around. And that is how you install the Iron Rock Off-Road adjustable track bar. Super simple install. It took probably 20-30 minutes, nothing serious. So now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and torque down the entire lift one more time. Still a couple bolts that I've had to adjust and everything. Do some more measurements on the lift, make sure everything's centered, axles are all straight underneath the Jeep and everything like that. And we should be good to test this out once we hook up the rear drive shaft you guys can see hanging down there. All right, guys, and that wraps up how to install the adjustable track bar from Iron Rock Off-Road. I know there's a few different options out there. I went with Iron Rock Off-Road because we're using them for the lift, so I figured to have everything matching. So if you guys found this video helpful, make sure you drop a like. I will link their track bar down below in the description if you guys want to go ahead and pick up one. Like I said, if you're going to lift your Jeep, you're going to want one anyway. So you might as well pick it up at the same time. As you guys saw, the Jeep's almost done, lift's almost complete, almost ready to go off-roading. So you guys can expect a couple off-roading videos here shortly of the long arm Jeep. Next up, we got to get the other one working. Have a few broken bolts I got to get out and everything like that. So that shouldn't be too bad. And then we'll have both Jeeps, some comparison videos, wheel them both, all that kind of fun stuff. So if you guys enjoy that, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.